Hello everyone. Today in this session, we will be revising chapter 5, Light, which we have already discussed in the class. So let us recapitulate all the topics which we have already done. So let's start the class. So let's start with light. What is light? It is a form of energy, right? Which affects our eyes to produce the sensation of vision. Okay, so see here, light is a form of energy. Like it's a very common experience, children, to see any object around us. We need light. Without light, we cannot see any object, isn't it? So light is very important to see any object. Suppose if we take any object, like any object is visible to us when the light after striking the object gets reflected and it reaches our eyes, right? So light is not visible actually. We cannot see light by itself, but it makes the object visible to us. So therefore, we say that light energy actually plays a very vital role in our life, because without light, nothing is there nowadays, right? So next, what are the sources of light? So from where do we get light? So the two sources we have, the first one is the natural source of light, and the sun is the main natural source of light, right? See, if you consider Earth, on Earth, we receive light mainly from the sun. So during the daytime, we all can see the things around us because of the sunlight, right? And there are some other natural sources also there, like, stars and all, but that is only visible in the night time. Daytime, only sun is the source of light, which makes things visible, right? But the stars, if we talk about, they are also having their own light, but we receive very little amount of light from them because they are very, very far away from us, from Earth. The distance is very far. Next, we have firefly, which is also called Jugnu. It also has its own light. And the reason for this is it has some chemicals present in its body. That is, nature, God gifted. So due to that chemical, the light which we receive, due to this chemical in their body, they glow actually. And the light which is emitting by this firefly or the Jugnu is also very small. We cannot, it's very, very small. So ultimately, we can see the object in the daytime due to sun, right? Next, we have some artificial sources of light also. See here, the artificial sources of light. Uh, at night, we do not receive light from natural source, that is sun. So we use artificial sources of light. What are they? So many examples are there, like here it is lamp, a match, okay, matchstick, then glowing electric bulb is an artificial sources of light, then burning candle, a torch, like with so many examples are there. Okay, so this is the artificial sources of light. Next, we have luminous and non-luminous body. So let's see that. Okay, so see here what is luminous bodies. The bodies which emit light by their own are called luminous. Okay, examples are sun, star, burning candle. So all these are the examples of luminous bodies, right? Because they emit their own light. Whereas in non-luminous body, if you see, the bodies which do not emit their own light, like book, moon, earth, table, chair, so many examples. Okay. Next we have another small concept, seeing the moon. Let us see here. How can we see the moon, children? Okay, we can see the moon shining at night only. But moon is not a luminous body. Don't consider that moon is a luminous body. Moon is non-luminous body. Okay, it has no light of its own. Actually, moon receives the light from the sun. So see, this is the sun. Here is the moon. And here is our earth. So from sun, the sunlight reaches on the moon surface. Okay, and from sun, it is reaching on earth surface also, both the ends. Understood? So sun is the luminous body and earth and moon are the non-luminous body because they receive the light from the sun. Okay, so this is how the moon actually become visible to the observer on the earth. Suppose we are on the earth, we are living on the earth, no? So for us, the moon visible because the sunlight reaches after strike, the sunlight from the moon reaches to us after striking it. Okay, so this is how we can see the moon. Okay, next we have some important terms. Okay, like transparent, translucent, and opaque substances. So let's see what is all this. This is also very simple, which we have already discussed in the class. See here, transparent substance. Which substance are called transparent? The substance is said to be transparent if light passes through it easily. See this figure, children. Here we have taken a glass of water, right? So here, these arrow marks, if you can see, these arrow marks represents the light. Light is completely passing through it, right? Easily when it passes. So it is a transparent substance. So many other examples we have. One we have discussed, that is glass, then air, water. All this comes under transparent substances. Okay. Next, we have translucent. So let's see what is translucent and opaque substances. Translucent substance is the one which allow only a part of light to pass through it. I mean, partially. The light is passing through it partially. See this figure? So here we have a translucent object. You can take a ground glass, a waxed paper, tracing paper. All these comes under the translucent only. Okay, so see here the light is not passing completely. Only partially it is passing. Okay. So such substance comes under translucent. Examples are like your ground glass, next your tracing paper. You can say wax paper also, you know, waxed paper, butter paper also, likewise. Next, the opaque substance. What is opaque substance? The substance is said to be opaque if it does not allow light to pass through it. It will completely obstruct the path of light. See, this is an apple and the light, this is the light. So when the light falls on the apple, it is not passing through it, right? Likewise, so many examples you have like wood, paper, chair, book. All these are the examples and for opaque substance where it does not allow light to pass through them. Okay. Next, what are the extended and point source of light? So let us see this extended and point source. See here, children, the first figure, if you see here, see a luminous body like torch or a lamp or a burning candle, they emit light. Okay, when they emit light, so they are known as extended source of light. A luminous body like burning candle, torch and all. So they are known as extended source of light. Okay. But when we talk, but we want a point source of light. How can we obtain a point source? This can be obtained by placing a screen having a fine hole. So this is a screen. We made a small hole here and this is the source of light, candle. right? So when we place a, uh, candle in front of a screen, as you can see, so what you will see? A fine source of light. Then that means this is a point source of light. Okay. Now you can do one more way. You can make another way a point source of light. You can place the luminous body inside the box. That means the luminous body is your candle. When I'm placing the candle inside the box, which is having a fine hole on the other side. So this is also a point source of light. Okay. This diagram is important. You need to practice this. Next, we have some definitions, ray and a beam of light. So let's see one by one. A ray of light. What is a ray of light? See children, the light which is given out by a point source actually spreads in all directions, moving in straight line. So the light which is traveling in one direction in a straight line is called a ray. For example, like this. Right? It is going in one direction in a straight line. So this is a ray. So a ray of light is represented by this straight line bearing an arrow. So this arrow should be there. And the tip of this arrow actually indicates the direction of light. Direction of light. Understood the meaning of this tip of the arrow? Next, what is a beam of light? It is a group of light rays which is given out from a source. For example, this is my point source. Okay, point source of light. So how it will give out the light? Like this, in all directions. Like this. So this is the beam of light. Next, this beam of light is actually divided into three types. First one is the parallel beam. What is parallel beam? The beam of light from a source at a very far distance has a light rays parallel to each other, like this. See, these are the parallel beam of light. Clear? Next, the other type is divergent beam. So let's see what is divergent beam. The beam of light given out from a point source at a finite distance spreads out in different directions. So how it will look like? See here. The divergent means you take a point source again, okay, and it is diverging in all the directions, going out like this. In all direction it is diverging. Clear? Next, we have another type of beam, that is convergent beam. The beam of light coming towards a point. Okay, so suppose this is a point source and the light rays are coming towards this point. See this arrow mark. This is pointing towards, right? So such beam of light is known as convergent beam of light or converging light. Clear? Okay. Next, we have rectilinear propagation of light. So what is rectilinear? Recti means light travels in a straight line. Okay, the path of light, the motion of light. In simple terms, you can say the motion of light in a straight line path. That is rectilinear. See children, this is our common experience that when we close all the windows and doors of our room and we make it completely dark, and then you look at the light which is entering into the room through a small opening. Okay, so what you will find? We observe that the paths of illuminated dust particles, right? Some dust particles you can see, they show the path of light nearly straight. That means the light is entering through that hole in our room in a straight line direction. So see here, two activities given. In this first activity, if you see, we have a candle that is a source of light and an observer. And we have placed three cardboards, square shaped cardboard like A, B and C. In this first case, if you see, the cardboards are placed at the same height. right? And when the person is observing through this hole, he can able to see the candle. That means we can say that light is traveling in a straight line path. But what if you will change the position of the cardboard? That means the distance is different. So in this situation, you cannot able to see the light because the light will stop at this cardboard and it will not reach the observer. Okay, like this another example you see in this, a person is there can able to see the light of candle if it is straight. Okay, if you take a drinking straw and place it straight, you can able to see the candle. But if that straw is bent, when you bend the straw, you cannot able to see the light because the light is blocked at this bend point. So by these activities, we can say that light travels in a straight line path, which is nothing but the rectilinear propagation of light. The applications of rectilinear propagation is the pinhole camera. Pinhole camera actually works on this. Okay, and then the second application is the shadows. Shadows are also formed by same concept, and the third one is the eclipse. So these are the applications of rectilinear propagation of light. So that's all for this session. Thank you, all of you. Go through these topics properly and practice all the diagrams.